Hello everyone, it's Steve with Aptera Owners Club. We haven't done a survey of the EV market lately, so I thought we would do that. Next week, I'm going to have an interview with Chris Anthony that's going to come out in three parts. I just want to spread it over the week because I'll be gone all next week doing this. A bunch of friends and I are going to fly up to Portland and we're going to go climb Mount Hood. This is a part of the route called the Pearly Gates. So next week, I have pre-recorded a video with Chris Anthony, and you guys can get that. It was a lot of good information in that, so stay tuned for that. All right, so the Aptera Accelerator program has raised about $2 million since it closed in January. So this was in January when they closed, and they were at 33.2 million. Now they're at 35.4 million. And ever since they announced that crowdfunding is going to close at the end of June, there's been a bump of about 300,000. The other interesting thing I noticed is there is the number 9 position was not there previously. If you look at the number 9 position, see, this was all like the Singapore, US, and Germany, and then all US down here. Now it is Singapore, US, Germany, and then Cyprus. So there is someone from Cyprus that put in $500,000. Looks like he was an old investor and then just pitched in another 10,000 to get into the accelerator program. Probably like right at the last minute when it was closing down. Well, looks like so that is the newest change. If you scroll down, then DC from California is at 27 and 32. That is, of course, our benefactor. And so that's where we're going to end up, I think, unless there is some more investments coming up over the next month. So that's what's going on with the Accelerator program. Put your guesses down on how much more you think they're going to make in the next month. Optimistically, if they got like another million, that would be pretty impressive. But I'm thinking like maybe 500,000. Maybe they'll hit 36 million. Or maybe they'll do better than that by the time that hits. Okay, here is the other stock that I bought a while ago, Lucid. This is how they've done this year. They're relatively flat, but overall down. I think I bought them like here. No, I think I bought them like here actually. Yeah, so I've lost like 90% or more. I think I bought them at like $30 a share or something. Yeah. Anyway, that has not been a great investment for me. That's in contrast to this is kind of in line with my investment history. All of my investments tend to do this, have this slope, except for the exception of this one, Nvidia. I did buy them like 20 years ago, mainly because I just like their GeForce graphics chips. And turns out that they pivoted into this AI thing and like they're up 100% this year, so I can't complain about that. This one stock pick has more than made up for all my terrible stock picks over the years, which is crazy. All right, but I'm still hoping that Lucid's going to turn it around. So Lucid it has kind of staunched the bleeding this year. It's been relatively flat, and I'm really hoping that with the gravity that they're gonna turn it around and actually maybe I'll make it back to even if I'm lucky. Then Canoe, I think I did put in a little bit, not a lot. I just really like them, and I want them to succeed. I think I put in a little bit at like $3 a share. Okay, I'm down a little bit, 2.6, but we'll see. Anyways, it's not much money. I won't be too upset if they go under, but I'm kind of pulling for them. They still seem to be holding it together a little bit, and I'm holding out hope that they're gonna make it. Okay, here's Tesla, the 800-pound gorilla of the EV world. Tesla has not had a good year either. They started around 250. They're at 173, and it's been a rough year for Tesla. They've been laying off tons of employees, and the layoffs are going to continue through June. So that's bad news for employees of Tesla. And if you guys remember, Elon Musk fired basically the entire supercharger team. So the story behind that is that Rebecca Tinucci was in charge of the supercharger division, And the supercharger division is one of the more successful parts of Tesla. You know, their NACS got adopted. Lots of other companies have now uh, taken on the NACS standard, and they want access to the supercharger network. And the supercharger network has been the most reliable fast charging network in the United States. Um, anyways, Rebecca Tanucci is the chief, and they had agreed to a certain number of layoffs, and then um, Tanucci reduced her staff by 15 to 20%. However, Elon was not satisfied with the presentation and demanded additional layoffs. When she opposed it, arguing that it would negatively affect the business fundamentals, he just decided to terminate her and the entire team. So he said, "Look, well, fine. You don't want to lay off more people. I'll just lay all of you guys off," which is, I guess, par for the course for how Elon Musk operates. And then they are going to lay off about 20% of um, their task force, basically their workforce. Okay, then you guys remember that I had a reservation in on a Cybertruck, and I'm really glad that I did not go through with it. We talked about it on this channel. I was like, should I go pull the trigger on it? Ended up not pulling the trigger on it, and there have been a lot of woes with the Cybertruck. There's been rust and corrosion of the stainless steel body. There's been lots of errors. Um, the Tesla Cybertruck tent turns out to be relatively terrible, and then there's all kinds of quality control issues. There's the whole thing about the front of the Tesla Cybertruck, like cutting off fingers and damage. It has no sensor to like keep you from damaging yourself if you have something stuck in there, which sounds terrifying. And the armor glass, the indestructible armor glass, evidently does not hold up to hail, and it was an estimate of like over $2,000 to fix the hail damage, all kinds of stuff. And then, yeah, most recently they recalled every single one of its Cybertrucks because the accelerator pedal could get stuck, causing acceleration, which obviously is not good. Then there's Rivian. Rivian is also down for the year, made down about 50%. They, I think, are going to make it. They have some cool products that they announced, some smaller SUVs. They really have this cool design where the front seat folds all the way down and makes a completely flat bed. Lots of vehicles have the rear seat folding down into the cargo area, but they have the rear seat and the front seat, which that's a really cool design. I really like them. Um, then Archimoto, looks like Archimoto is. I thought they were gonna die like a year ago, but looks like they are actually dead. They have shut down their phone service. You can't reach them. If you go to their website, this is what it looks like. Archimoto does not respond, so they even shut down their website. And if you look at their Twitter or X account, there has been nothing posted since December of 2023. So they're defunct. Then there's Elio. Elio, a lot of naysayers compare Aptera to Elio, but fundamentally they're very, very different. Elio was obviously not serious about ever producing a vehicle. Aptera has spent tons of money on tooling and an actual production part, so it's a totally different thing. Now, I knew Elio was not going to go anywhere. They, we put up a video on this website back in 2021 when they said, "Oh, now we're going electric," and they had an electric Elio. If you go to their website, it's still up, but every single link on here is basically a broken link. They are defunct as well. I don't know why they even have this website up, but they are trading at $0.0005 or 0.05 cents per share. Now, back in 2020, when they flew back on my radar, when they changed their website, like they were like trading at like $2 a share. I should have shorted them, but I was just too scared. But I should have shorted them. And yeah, that's what should have happened. Then the other thing is, I don't know if you guys remember, I was very, very close to getting a Saunders Metacycle. I thought it looks really cool. And so it is a cool looking motorcycle. And they were selling it for like $5,000, which didn't seem too bad. And they had, some pretty good specs. But it turns out that this has been a total disaster. Saunders basically, as it turns out, has not been paying their contract manufacturer in China anything at all. And so there are thousands of metacycles in this factory in China that they refuse to ship out because they have not gotten like a cent of money from Saunders for any of the thousands that they've already shipped to them. So they decide, hey, like you're not paying us, you're not getting the rest of these. And Saunders has been doing this to a lot of their contract manufacturers, and they basically have closed up shop. So they have a website, and it looks like they're still taking orders, which is really disingenuous because they cannot deliver anything. And I think they went into receivership. Yeah. So and then finally, Faraday Future. This is another company. This has been the most insane thing ever. They used to trade at like $4,000 a share. Now they are down to $1 a share. That is eye-watering losses. And if you read this is their master plan for growth in 2022. If you look at this, this is the crazy thing. There have been over $3 billion invested into this company. They have been publicly traded since like 2020, and they've existed since like 2014. So they've been talking about having cars since 2014. At some point, people have to figure out that they're not delivering a car, but somehow they keep finding money to stay afloat, and $3 billion has been invested in them. And 10 years later, still there's no vehicle, and the vehicle that they are trying to sell you is like some insane like $200,000 luxury vehicle. Yeah, I really don't see them going anywhere. However, I thought what was interesting is they did talk about this Abu Dhabi investment office and Savi cluster, which maybe is the same thing that Aptera was talking about. So Abu Dhabi set up this smart and autonomous vehicle industry initiative. They are trying to get like most of their, let's see, yeah, they're trying to get about half of their cars on the road to be electric by 2050, and they want to build this industry. So they're really trying to attract companies to build factories and build R&D centers in the UAE. And I think maybe that's what Aptera is doing, is they're talking to people and saying, hey, if you invest in us and give us money, we will set up a factory over here. And Aptera that's always been their plan, to set up like, kind of micro factories at various places around the world. And I'm guessing that's what's happening over there. We have not heard details of that. Have not had, but I suspect that kind of stuff might be coming in that investor webinar on June 6th. If not, I'll try to get some time with Steve Fambro and see if he can tell us about what's going on over there. I also suspect that they did not find any big funding, or else they would not have gone to U.S. Capital Group to be the broker for their production funding. But anyways, that's kind of the roundup. The EV industry has been really, really tough for the past couple of years. So I can see why funding has been difficult for Aptera and other EV startups. But hopefully it's going to turn around, and I'm hoping obviously Lucid's going to turn around with the Gravity, and I'm hoping Canoe's going to make it, and obviously we all want Aptera to make it. And I think Aptera does have a very good business model, in that their manufacturing is designed to be very, very efficient, and their break-even point is very, very low volume, which is a kind of an attainable goal. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys in a week. Take care, everyone.